In this video, I'm going to ask you guys the question, is my Chevy Volt the perfect fishing car? And right up front, I will say yes. I think it is the perfect fishing car. Now, what is the Chevy Volt? It is a plug-in hybrid electric car. That means it has a battery, it has a gas tank, it has a gas generator, and it has an electric motor. The electric motor is what drives the wheels. So I could take the gas generator out of it and still drive the car. Now on the battery, I get about 30 miles per charge. That allows me to go to work and come back home completely on electricity. And that is about 9 to 10 kilowatt hours. The rate of electricity here is about 9 cents a kilowatt hour. So it's costing me less than $1 a day to drive to work and drive back home. In fact, I actually work from home half of the day. So when I come home from lunch, I plug the car in, and by the time I'm off work, it's fully charged again. So I can drive around locally and go fishing within a 30-mile radius on pure electricity. Now, if I want to drive to, say, the beach or anywhere else in the United States, the gas engine gives me 250 to 300 more miles. This car can run only on the generator. If I'm at the beach, I don't have to use the expensive blink chargers to charge the battery. I can just go to a gas station and put gas in it. That's actually something great about the Volt. If you can find one that's coming off lease, most of the time the companies that lease these Volts, they never charge it. So the battery will be a brand new battery in it. I've got 120,000 miles and I have not seen any degradation in the battery on this car, which is quite amazing for a rolling experiment of a car. I'm also seeing more and more of these less than $10,000 out there. If you got one with 100,000 miles like mine, it will go another 100,000 miles before even thinking about needing to change out the battery. And by that time, you could probably get a Tesla at the same price as a gas car, like a Civic. If I had a Honda Civic, it would cost me $2 to $3 a day to drive to work. My previous truck was costing me almost $14 a day. That's why I got this car. Now let's see if my 12-foot Akuma Longitude will fit in this car. Oh, almost. The back end of it is outside of the car. I have fit 10-foot rods in this car fine. Thankfully, this Longitude will split in half. Now it fits in the car perfectly fine. As you can see, I've got the 12-foot Longitude in here. It's about 6 feet when it's pulled apart. And I've got a 7.5-foot whisker seeker here, just to show you that it fits. An 8-foot rod would hit my front console, but a 7.5-foot rod fits in here perfectly. I got my camera box. I could have a bucket in here, my tackle bag, and a little bitty cooler. Or I could fit a big cooler in here and put a bunch of skipjack in it. And I have 2 back seats I could put stuff in, or I could push them forward and put a giant something in here. I had a 55-gallon aquarium base in this car. All right, let's take my car on a fishing trip. All right, here I am fully charged. It says I have 32 miles left on the battery and 114 miles left in gas. A little bit less than half a tank of gas. I have not driven any electric miles yet, and I have not driven any gas miles yet. I've used 0.0 kilowatt hours and no gallons of gas used. Whenever I get a full charge, all of this resets to 0, except for the lifetime one. So let's drive to my fishing spot. All right, I made it to the fishing spot with 10 miles left. And over here, it says I've been 23 miles on electric, 6.9 kilowatt hours. And thankfully at this fishing spot is an electric charger. So I'm going to get my car plugged in and then get a fishing line in the water. This bank is just a little bit too steep to use a 12-foot pole, and I'm going to give it a try anyway. I've only brought one small skipjack, so that's what I'm going to use. And hopefully I won't get rained on. I'm not sure how this is going to work. I'm going to have to get really creative with where I put the rod. Maybe this will work. Must have been current. I really want it at the current seam out there. They got a turbine running, and the main current is, I don't know, 50 yards out, and then you have a backflow going into a cove over here. And I'm trying to get it right between the two currents. Alright, I stayed here through the rain and into the dark, and I didn't catch a single fish. I did, however, gain a few miles. And if I stay here about one more hour, I will have a full charge. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to head home. If I look over here again, 6.9 kilowatt hours, 23 miles. So what do you guys think? Leave a comment below if you think the Volt is a great fishing car. I think it does, especially when I can charge it where I fish. This is actually the only place I can charge it while fishing. Now you never know what may happen in the future on my channel. Be sure to subscribe to my channel and share my videos. That way you can take a journey into the future with me.